Welcome, everyone, to Streamers by the Campfire. It's a podcast where we sit down around the virtual bonfire with folks who make things that they're passionate about. We tell our stories, we talk about where we've come from, and get fired up for what is in the future. I'm your host, GupasMegerg, and today's guest is one of the kindest, most generous, goofiest streamers that I know. She's a caring soul, a chaotic yet cozy creator, and I polled people in chat for that description, so that's not just me saying it, and a lover of beans and memes. DeaadxSassy, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing today?
Doing great. We are at Gamers for Giving currently. Woo! And we are on day technically 3. We are on Sunday of the event. So running on 6-ish hours of sleep right now. For,
the
whole weekend, yeah.
And for anybody who's not familiar, who's just tuning in or didn't catch the live show for this, at $1,000 raised on my stream, we unlocked an incentive where we would do a live podcast recording with one of the other streamers here with me. Sassy was the one who was voted on, so I promise, like, all of the things that you're seeing, like for the kids on her face and the tattoos and jobs and all that stuff, not typically a part of your stream, right?
No, not an average day. This is mainly for charitable causes.
We are also sitting back to back here, which I don't know how many podcasts do this setup, where you can see each other on each other's streams. But so if you see someone moving in the background of one of our videos here that looks oddly familiar, it's just the other one of us. So
yeah.
All right, are you ready to jump in? Talk a little bit about your streamer journey?
Ready.
Sassy's been we really put her on the spot here, so she's been maybe anxiously making notes about this for the last hour. But we're gonna jump in with a simple yet very complicated question here. How would you describe your stream to someone who's never watched before? Like, how would you sell it to someone? When someone says, what is the DeaadxSassy experience about? What do you say?
What is my elevator pitch?
Yeah. That's a good way to say it.
I would say that it's a stream broadcast that I have tried to make very interactive. So through channel point redemptions, bits, donations, everything like that, there's lots of variants of alerts and so on and so forth to try and make it something that is really interactive and exciting for everyone to be able to come back to and have fun and just be able to have that escape from life and have some laughter and also some kindness.
Yeah, I think you nailed it, to be upfront about it. I think when I think of your streams, one of the number one things that I think of is like interactivity and also you're like a tinkerer. I feel like you're always tinkering with something. Like, for instance, the alert that just popped up on your webcam here, I specifically asked Sassy, like, can we have your actual stream graphics on here instead of like just the base webcam, because this is a live event that we're recording at, and also you have so many like cool interactive pieces of your stream.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Rouge. I appreciate that victory. Yay!
Rouge, who might also be sitting immediately to my right here, backseat producing the stream.
Thank you so much.
First time I've been able to high five on the podcast. Go ahead.
And that's why live is always so much more fun.
It really is.
Thank you so much, Ash. We are currently recording a session right now, getting to learn all about me and my experience. So, yes, I have literally notes upon notes. I mean, this is literally just like days before going into Gamers for Giving. So I literally have like checklists on my phone of just a bunch of ideas. And so the thing that brings me the most joy is having the opportunity to sit down at the end of a work day or on a weekend and to just be able to have these silly ideas come to life. And a lot of the time, a lot of stuff actually stems from also dono hype.
That was a $40 dono I saw pop up.
Hype? Let's go, team. So a lot of what gets created throughout the streaming experience has very much been with the community as well. So just stuff that silly moments that happen along the way. That is what really starts to bring everything to life. So not only is it a mixture of just all the silliness that happens in my head, but it's also the silly fun times that we've had together that really helps to bring the stream to life.
Yeah, which is like stacked interactivity on top of interactivity, right? It's not just that like you're watching the stream and you say something and then something happens on screen or you do something. It's also that long term, as you engage with the community more, you see kind of the ways that you've engaged pop up as a part of the stream, as part of kind of like your culture. Somebody threw a tomato at you.
What did I do? What?
My goodness. My goodness. The absolute savage, right? And a boot. I
Wow.
All right.
Yeah. So through channel point redemptions, having those variants and then emotes as well. And then even if someone does LOL in the chat, it'll start to do some laughter and stuff like that too. So yeah, just really building those elements, but also I like to say making it an organized chaos so that it's not just everything like slamming you all at once. There are moments like that that can happen. Like, I don't know, a hype train when it's supposed to have that kind of energy. But other than that, trying to make it more of a simplified, balanced ambiance to where it's not overwhelming, hopefully,
yeah.
for the individuals, the viewers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that personally, like in my streaming journey, that's something that like I've struggled to articulate to people. And I think you just described it really well, is that like a stream is a long event and it can't just be like hit after hit after hit after hit. Like it can't be full chaos for 6 hours at a time or something, It takes a lot of like nuance and craft from a quality streamer to have those highs and lows and to be intentional about both of them. Like that, you said that so incredibly well. So thank you for giving me some words for something that I've been feeling for a long, long time. And a little bit of a defense when people say, hey, you should do more chaotic stuff.
It's all about that organized chaos.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go back a little bit. We know where we are today. Let's hop in the time machine and go back to the very beginning of your streamer journey. When did you start streaming and what did your streams look like back then?
I clean up chaos. Chaos. Thank you. Yes. So, first stream on record was September 17th, 2017.
Woo! So like just a couple of years ago.
A few years back, just started a year ago, actually, really. No,
in my brain, at max, it's 2018 right now, so I feel
right,
you.
Exactly. Time moves so fast. So it's going to be 8 years this year. It's been such a fun journey, and it started on a laptop, like a very basic $500 laptop. I had just moved to this location, new area for work, didn't really know anyone, and so I went to school for video production and broadcast, and once I learned about Twitch, I was like, wow, what an incredible way to have the opportunity to meet friends online across the world. There's so much more opportunity to be able to meet incredible individuals by having this opportunity to open up the doors and not limit yourself to any one location and to be able to open yourself up to the world. So that's where the idea came to fruition to stream. All I had at the time was Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah.
So that's where my journey began, was with Roller Coaster Tycoon. And a foundation to the channel, Roken, was such an incredible individual, hung out on the channel all the time, was my first real chatter on the stream, who was just like constantly there, hanging out, enjoying the vibes. And that is so special from the streamer perspective, to just like have those individuals who are so excited to show up and to be able to like get excited to chat with you and to see how your day is going and stuff like that. So really special. And Roken has been, again, like the rock of the channel, and was really the reason that I continued on in the streaming journey. And from that met
I
So many incredible individuals, and here we are today. But then I was able to be gifted from a fellow broadcaster, was able to be gifted a Blackmagic design shuttle capture card, which was
ooh.
super nice and fancy. Yeah, I was like, yo, pro grade, what? Let's go. Capture card, yay. And I had to switch. So I was like, I love Nintendo. Let's go. So when the Mario Kart, Mario Odyssey, played Pikmin for the first time ever, which was really cool. I also had a GameCube, so that opened that realm to be able to play GameCube games, Pikmin,
Nice.
Animal Crossing. I was able to open up my Animal Crossing after 17 years, and then I was able to hook up my PS2 as well and play SingStar. So that's really where it started and how I was able to get to affiliate status.
Yeah, yeah. I think some of the first streams that I ever saw from you might have been some Animal Crossing streams. Actually, like I still very deeply associate you with those games in my brain. So
Yeah, I love them. I grew up on Animal Crossing, so that is a gem in my heart. And so any game that's a similar vibe, I love to play.
yeah. I love how you talk about one of your first like one of your first foundational chatters there, because I feel like any streamer who's been at it for a while is like there's like one or two people who have supported your stream like for a ridiculous amount of time, and you're like, wow. Especially looking backwards, I can't believe it's been so long since it was, sometimes just me and one other person hanging out each night doing
Yeah,
streams.
yeah, and it is a different experience in that situation because you have that opportunity to have more of that personal space between one another, like it is still a live broadcast, but you're having this one-on-one conversation with them. Um, but the thing that is so special to me is looking back. Roken has very much still been a part of the channel to this day, and so to be able to see Roken stop in, like to still
I
want to come around today, one is really special, and two, to be able
Mhm.
to see our journeys and be a part of that journey together throughout the past 7 years has been really special too. To be able to see babies and marriage and everything else is just like such a special opportunity.
Yeah, well, and like even here at this event, like they've been hanging out not just in your chats, but like supporting the whole team. Like that's super cool. They gave me a follow yesterday.
Yeah. Such a
That's
good
super cool.
team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, so you've got your capture card and your Switch and your Nintendo games and your GameCube. Take us further along the journey. Where does it go from there?
So got affiliate. And to celebrate affiliate, we did Jackbox games. And that opened up a whole other can of beans, if you know what I mean.
Those beams for the memes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bean for the meme, bean for the meme, bean. Oh, sorry. I envisioned the bean for the meme in my head at that very moment.
The spirit of the bean overtook you. I got you. I got you. Sassy's had like 1 hour of sleep this whole weekend, everybody. I've had like
Yep.
4. I'm only doing slightly better, but
Bean for the meme.
there you go.
Yes. So, uh, Jackbox got started, and that is a completely different vibe and a completely different group of individuals to hang out with as well. And through that journey, I met so many incredible people who are still a part of the community today, but then there were also a lot of like trolls and stuff along the way too.
Yeah.
So at that time, I was feeling very disconnected from what I had envisioned the stream to be, which was this welcoming, inclusive, loving environment that was super silly. And it then started to become this like very kind of like raunchy and like,
Mm.
yeah, just like very like I don't know how to explain it, but it definitely was not in my vision. So after kind of that was starting to consume the stream for a while, I had to halt on the brakes and like stop the vehicle, pull over to the side, stop, and then like just really provide that insight to myself to be able to sit down and think about, okay, like how can I get my vision to come to life and like
I
be
I
able to make it an environment that people still have fun with and want to tune into, but also not make it a space where anyone is feeling uncomfortable. That's always the goal for me. So I had that very hard transition, and then through that opportunity, I really started to be able to create a lot of the content that is on the stream today, and to be able to focus more so on making it an interactive experience, and to be able to kind of just do that like hard reset on the entire journey. So there was like a very, very long break in between there to be able to mentally process all of that and to be able to figure out the next steps forward. And thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you all so much. And then from there, blah, blah, blah. I just wanted to create a really interactive experience. So that's why I focus on. Okay, that's all I put in my notes.
Well, if we can pause there, I'd love to throw in some of my own words. Give you some time to think.
Please do.
So I absolutely love that, because I don't think that enough creators talk about that necessarily. Like this concept of like you at the end of the day are responsible for achieving the vision of your stream. And some people here have heard me talk about this in the past, but it's a very tough thing. When I used to work for a library, one of the things that we talked a lot about was our values and what are our core values. And we were separating those from aspirational values, which were like, you know, who do we want to be in 20 years or 30 years or whatever, but also from accidental values, because a lot of places, like, their accidental values accidentally become their core values. And this idea of like, oh, we're sarcastic, we're funny, is great in the moment, but do you really want that to be your vision, your core value? And like, when you hit that point where you realize like, this isn't actually what I want, it takes a lot of like courage, I think, and a lot of like mental fortitude to stand up and say like, this isn't hitting the mark for me. It's not what I envisioned. I want to make sure that we are pivoting towards what I want, towards what this should be, away from like what it accidentally became. Like, I'm actually so thrilled that you brought that up, because I am talking about this all the time, like with my friends and everything.
As well as stream. And honestly, like, if I can just, it has been so refreshing to, while I'm working throughout the days, I love listening to your broadcasts, because you provide so much of this insight, and you are so just honest and personable about the whole situation. And so like, you really help to put a lot of this stuff into perspective as well.
This podcast is about you, not me. So let's not. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I appreciate your very kind words. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, see, there you go. It takes a lot to stand up, and I appreciate that. I appreciate it very much. I try to be really transparent about it, because I think about it way too much. Like these types of things are on my mind all the time. So thank you for saying that you've gotten some value out of that. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it means so much. Thank you.
The rest of the podcast will just be Sassy and I thanking each other for 40 minutes. So thank you for being here.
No, thank you for this opportunity to be a part of this incredible experience.
Okay, so I have to move things forward here.
Yeah.
As much as I would love to lead into that joke for the next 40 minutes. You've taken your break, you've done your hard reset, you've found your vision of like, this is what I want this to be, and I'm going to push for that. Bring us from there up to today, where you're sitting in a chair in a basketball arena with writing on your face. No, but your overall stream of today that you described earlier. Yeah. Do you feel like you've accomplished that vision?
Oh, tenfold. I mean, I never could have envisioned this opportunity, and this is why I was literally just crying moments before. No big deal. I have tears in my eyes. It's fine. I'm not crying. You're crying. It's fine.
I was. Yeah. It was both of us. It's fine.
It's fine. We could all just cry together.
Tebrin made me cry yesterday. It's fine. I get it.
It's actually very therapeutic and nice. We're all crying. It's fine. Just have a good cry sesh. Okay, so one individual who has been so supportive throughout this entire experience is a person who is sitting right next to me right now, being a silly goofball, doing some Fall Guys and probably doing some complaining and stuff like that. But
he's in a final right now. He might win this
Yo,
one.
so he's crushing it. Let's
Yeah.
go.
If he doesn't get
See right
grabbed. Yep.
now. So Kev has been a part of this journey for, let's get an actual followage.
I
16, that's fine. No big deal. 7 years, 3 months, 1 day, and 15 hours. So Kev has literally been a part of this experience for like the entire time. And so with that pivot, it's always difficult to understand who would be
I
interested in coming back and who are the people that might leave throughout the journey. And that's something that is like devastating to think about, that there might be some separation along the way, but it is ultimately like an important decision that needs to be made. And ultimately, the people who stick around are the ones who are super duper special. And that's why like I appreciate Kev so much for his kindness and support throughout the whole journey. And from that moment, once I was able to start to get back into streaming, Kev was so supportive in every possible way. And I mean, he still is to this day for every single individual. He's just like such a kind person who really is such a great representation of what kind people can be. And so I just like took that feeling and carried that forward with me, knowing that that's like something that touches my heart and something that I want to continue to have. And so through that growth, yeah, blame Kev. It's all Kev's fault. Clearly Kev's fault. Nobody's been on Twitch for 7 years, unlike Kev, who's been on it for 12.
I
made it from first grade through 12th grade. Well,
He said he's made it.
Through 12th grade. Yeah, good.
No, you got it.
Okay. Kev said he was here from first grade to 12th grade in streaming years. So he went through the whole schooling journey. So, okay. We digress. So, yeah, just Kev's been awesome.
Well, and
anyway. So,
and as far as people to have like in your circle or in your community, especially if like your goal, like you said, is to make a place that feels welcoming and like warm and supportive of people, like especially we talked a lot in the last episode of this podcast, which you can find in all of the podcast places. We talked with Kev a lot about like the charity fundraising work that he's done and like how he has so firmly planted himself in this place of like, I want to put good things into the world, like I want to help the world and give back. And like I feel like that's such an easy tie-in when that's what you want your stream vision to be,
Yes, absolutely. Because
I
don't speak about this very often, but I do think it's important to kind of have goals for yourself, to be able to continue to have those, see those, reflect on those. And you can always like change them at any time. But if you see it and it still continues to stick with you like time after time, I feel like it's important to continue to give yourself that feedback and to reassure yourself and stay on that course that's making you feel good. So one of the things that I wrote down long ago that I've carried forward with myself is I just want to change the world for the better in whatever way I have the opportunity to do so while I'm here. So it very much does have the same reflection.
I absolutely.
So to find people with like-minded, that's where you can really start to grow together, and then all the ships rise with the tide, and all the sayings.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
not just like the incredible over the top good moments, but like I feel like every streamer goes through some tough stuff. You go through self-doubt and you go through drama and like all of these different things that can be really, really challenging. But to have good people with you who also believe in your vision and support you through that, like I mean, personally, that's how I feel about you guys as well. Like I lean so heavily on the people around me and the people in my life. Like it's both good examples, good role models, like near peer role models, and also good support systems. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love so much that you brought this up.
Me too. I find it so special, and that's why there's been a lot going into the charity event. So on top of 28 days streaming straight every single day, no big deal. So like a lot of like,
which is what Sassy just did. She's brushing over that. She's like trying to brush past that, glazing over it.
Exactly.
But she's been live every day for the last like 30 days.
On top of managing prepping for this
Yeah.
entire thing. So a lot of just emotion is coming out right now because I've kind of kept it pent up, and I've just been pushing forward. Like, no, there's still more stuff I have to do. I can cry later, and so apparently now it's just waterworks now. But you like literally nailed it. That it's so true that to have that loving support system and individuals who you're able to feel comfort in time after time, that is so special. And to have something essentially that you feel comfortable calling home, it really feels like home anytime you go there. And you very much emulate the same thing. This entire community absolutely emulates the same thing. I wish I could shout out everyone. I wish I could. I wish I could shout out every single individual because you are all so special to me. And that's why I try to give support to people who give support to me. And so, yeah, that's my shtick now. Is I just talk way too much.
You should,
I
y'all.
love to try and give as much support to everyone as possible.
You should hear like when we do a planning meeting. We're bouncing between like really like, okay, here's the logistics of the event, and also, oh, here's this nice really philosophical thought about like how we can support each other. Oh, and here's like this weird tangent. And here's a magic 8-ball in your face.
Is chat special to sassy? So it shall be.
I think you've got it right there. But you said earlier we digress, and I was like, that should be the logo for like the motto for everything we do. Every meeting we have is digression the entire time.
That's so good though.
Like for real.
So fitting. All right, I'm writing that down in my notes.
There you go. It's in the
We
notes.
digress. Yep, it's in the notes for future. Always be brainstorming.
There you go. ABB. ABBS. Always be brainstorming. You can't read that any other way.
Just like ABC, always be
I
clothing.
And visit Sassy's merch shop, which I'll link below if you'd like to buy those pants. I linked Kev's merch shop in the last one, so like this is par for the course now. Support the homies in every way that you can. Buy their pants.
Absolutely. Can you share the artwork Zambi crackers as well? Can you share that as well?
Yeah,
Check out that
absolutely.
incredible
Yeah.
artwork.
I'll post a link to all of Zambi's stuff as well, and then I'll direct people towards that. So yeah.
Okay, sounds good. And also for the ABC always be clothing, you gotta give that credit to Goop. That was
that was a joke that I made earlier.
Yeah.
I was 100% willing to give it to you. That's fine.
No. Oh gosh, no. I love to give credit when credit's due to every single individual.
That is an incredible note on integrity that I think wraps up like everything that we've been talking about here. Intentionality inside of your streaming and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what keeps you going? We talked a little bit about struggles. What keeps you going? Like streaming, especially not just 30 days in a row, but like just streaming in general is a marathon, right? It's kind of an indefinite thing. Like we don't do seasons of stream. Like it's not like, oh, the new season of streaming just dropped. It's like, no, it's just we're just out here doing our thing like all the time. What keeps you going? What's your reason for hitting go live each time that you do?
To show off all the many new projects I started working on for interactivity. And to be able to have the opportunity to hang out with friends and to be able to play games together or just be silly together.
Yeah, absolutely. And you joke about I want to show off these things that I want, but when I do something new on my stream, like the moment that I get to show it to people, I'm like giddy about it. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
people are gonna like this.
Exactly. My thing is I always hope that people will like it, and if it sticks, awesome, and if not, then hey, maybe there's like a second revision that can be done, or I shift gears and try something else and see if that might be something that individuals enjoy more. So there's been a lot of stuff that's been thrown out, but it's not really thrown out. It's still on my computer. My computer is my baby. I will just say that. It has and I've got backups. I've got backups upon backups because it's always important to have backups to your backups. So
Preach.
Hard drives, yes, it is important to have stuff backed up as like a hard drive or something too, like an external hard drive. I also save every single on demand. I've saved every single video on demand ever since I started streaming.
Wow, that's impressive. And
Yeah.
you don't post them? You just have them like sitting in files?
I don't post them. I mean, there are like, some streams where you're like, uh-oh, and then you can't like share that video on demand and stuff like that. So I've never
Sure.
really revisited those, and I'm scared to like post those and see if there's something that's like, oh, I shouldn't have posted that.
I wish
So
I
I
had
have,
that kind of archive though. Like, because there are always things where I'm like, how did I do this previously? Or like, what was this event like last year? Or that kind of stuff.
right? Yeah, and one thing that was really incredible is when I was going through this whole journey of self-reflection, to be able to have the opportunity and see my stream, what it was like when I was on this journey where I wanted it to be versus like where I saw it starting to turn. When I went back and reflected on that moment, that was really when I was like, wow, things changed. And I didn't realize it changed until I had this moment of self-reflection and then
Mhm.
saw what it was versus like where it is today. And so it actually was really nice to be able to have that opportunity to go years back essentially and to be able to see what it was like before and see the drastic difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic, and even more credence to what you've been talking about with like making sure that you're making it what you want. Like you have to also have
Yeah.
tools to be able to do that. That's
Yeah,
super cool.
definitely. Yeah.
So
what challenges? We've talked a little bit about this, but if you have anything else that you want to throw in, what challenges you about streaming? Like anything that makes you nervous, or
It does make
I
me nervous when I'm testing stuff out because I never know like how it's going to go, and I don't want to put all eggs into one basket. So I'll just say too that like there is always the opportunity where I'm like, you know what, it's
I
not perfect, but I need to get that mentality out of here. I just need to get it out there because there's a part of the quirkiness that is showing a self-reflection of you as well, and it's not in a negative way either. It's just that is a part of you, and people love to see heart. And
yeah
so to be able to just like throw it out there, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just get it out there and then to be able to see how individuals respond to it. It's like you can always circle back around to it. You can always revamp it again, so on and so forth. It doesn't have to be the final product. Yeah. So I feel like that's really important.
I
Oh yeah. I was like, what was your question?
challenges.
Woo! Yeah.
1 hour of sleep.
But hours sleep. So I mean that is like one thing, but also to make it so that it feels like it's a really welcoming experience for individuals. So my challenge, or what I feel is a challenge for myself, is how can I make a broadcast that people are searching through Twitch and they want to click on? Because there is so much content out there. So it's like, what is going to be the thing that makes me stand out that people are like, yo, I want to click into this and see more of it? So that's been one challenge that I've really tried to put my focus into, is just kind of getting through that. And I've literally been trying to think of a word the whole time, but I cannot think of what that word is.
I
Do you know?
well, it's like you talk. I've been thinking a lot about this lately. If you go look up like tips on how to do YouTube or how to do TikTok or something like that, they talk so much about what your hook is. But in YouTube and TikTok, your videos get served to people. In Twitch, you just have the directory. So you have to be appealing to somebody who is browsing,
Yeah.
right? And you have to constantly have these hooks. I think about this stuff all the time. You're singing my song today. All of the things that I think about really, really constantly.
Yeah, so to make it that thing that people want to click on, and then also to be able to have it to where they don't want to leave the channel either, to get
Yeah.
them to want to be able to stick around.
Right. And you say with like a YouTube video, the first 30 seconds are the most important for the hook. Like how do you
Yeah.
get people in and committed to it? In a TikTok video, it's like the first 5 seconds, right? In a Twitch stream, your hook has to be ongoing like the whole time. If you're doing a 3-hour stream, that's 3 hours of getting people to stick in, to stay, Or if it's an 8-hour stream, you got to have something that gets people in the door and then keeps them there. That's tough stuff.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We have all of the same challenges. It's great.
I know. Well, and that's why it's really amazing to have this community of connected individuals who have the one single shared brain cell because we have this opportunity to feel these feelings together and have this sense of community and to be able to relate to one another and to be able
Yeah.
to have these kind of conversations.
Absolutely. It's important to have people around you who get it. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
I'm going to ask you what I think might be one of the hardest questions of the entire show here.
Okay.
What is your favorite, or maybe some of your favorite moments as a streamer? Especially when you've had a long career. This could be a really tough question. Like when you've been doing this for years and years, it's hard to think back. But if you give us a handful, that's okay. Or a general idea.
Everything.
That's the same response my toddler gives when you ask her what her favorite part of something is. Everything.
Everything. It really has been about the journey. So I do think that is really important to keep in mind because, I mean, it's not always going to be highs. Yeah, so it's just like the journey along the way. But so I self-reflect on that a lot, thinking about that. But as far as favorite moments, honestly, I do think that the chatting is, I think that this here right now is probably one of my favorite things. So Gamers Outreach.
This podcast currently.
This
Sorry.
very podcast is my favorite thing. Everyone needs to listen to every single episode. Subscribe to Goop on YouTube. Follow on Twitch. Follow on the 4 TikToks.
Mhm.
And everywhere else you can find GupasMegerg material.
Even got the number of TikToks right. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, wait. This podcast is about you.
Challenges.
You were saying this, not necessarily this podcast, but
Gamers Outreach and the Gamers for Giving LAN party has been such a blast. It was introduced by Pizza, and so this is our team's 7th year of doing this LAN party event. There's some hype going on in the background, and my mind is always like, ooh, ooh.
it's like repetitive screaming.
Yeah, so I'm really intrigued to know what's going on right now. Yes, I think that one of my favorite moments is doing this LAN party and having the opportunity to all come together and hang out together and raise funds for an incredible cause, which is an 100 out of 100 on Charity Navigator. Just saying, they are such a great organization. Check out Gamers Outreach Foundation. They create go-karts for kids, help youth in hospitals. It's truly incredible.
I
Learn more. But then also the 24-hour streams that we do for Extra Life every year too, which is Kev's bread and butter. I'm gesturing over, but Kev's right over there. But Extra Life 24-hour streams have been such a fun time as well. To be able to do 24 hours straight of streaming is epic. And it's just really cool when we can collectively come together and hang out throughout the whole 24 hours. It makes it a really special journey to have that sense of community. That has been the thing that has been most special to me, and to be able to see it continuing to grow and so on and so forth. That this moment right now is my favorite part of the entire experience. It's so incredible to see, and that's why I've been self-reflecting on it so much, and it's just so grateful.
I feel you. It's okay. It's okay. You're doing great. You're doing fantastic.
I'm fine. I'm not crying. You're crying.
Maybe a little bit. It's okay. We can all have a good cry. No, I totally agree with you, especially because you guys have been like so generous to allow me in the last year to do both Gamers for Giving last year and this year now, and the Extra Life 24-hour stream this past year. Like, those have been incredible events for me to watch, and to be on the inside of them is even more, you know? Like, it's...
Yeah.
I mean, go look at my social medias and you'll see me making posts because, like, literally all the time I'm like, I cannot believe the incredible people that I know. Like, I'm so very lucky to know very, very good people. And to be invited in to do cool things with y'all. Like, these, I normally don't give out advice on this podcast. I normally leave it to other people, but I like cannot echo your sentiment enough that like doing exceptional things with exceptional people for exceptional causes is like next level streaming. It feels like a whole other beast. Like you're elevating the entire thing.
Yeah. Absolutely, exactly. To know that you're hanging out with great people and great people who are there to support you along the way. It really makes it this really special connection.
Absolutely. So that was the big tough question of the entire thing. After this, it's
a tough one?
it's mostly easy things, I think. From here, I thought it would be.
Okay.
If somebody is listening to this and they're like, "Wow, Sassy seems fantastic. I want to get in on these generous, comfortable, inclusive, cozy feeling streams. Cozy chaotic is how people described it to me." Where do they go to find you?
Twitch.tv/DeaadxSassy.
And the dead has 2 A's in it. DEAAD.
Like dead sassy.
Fantastic. And when can they potentially expect to find you live? Do you have a schedule?
Or as Chip Chap quickly says, dead ex daddy. I'll let you decipher that as you wish.
Yep. Good luck, everybody. I'm not giving any help.
I also use Instagram
Mhm.
for photos, behind the scenes, stuff like that. That's really the only one. I'm planning on getting onto Blue Sky. Yeah. That's
Love to have you there.
thing.
That's my favorite social media right now. So I'm I'm down with that. More good people in more good places.
Yes. Okay, awesome. Blue Sky, next on to-do list.
I didn't mean for this to be a thing that just adds to your to-do list. I'm so sorry.
No. This was supposed to be done before the event, and I was bad and pushed it aside.
You have 1 or 2 things going on. I think you can cut yourself some slack here, and well, you should.
Yeah. Thank you.
So fine, Sassy. Do you have a schedule, or are you more of a go with the flow
right.
type of streamer? No shade either way.
Thank you. So
I
like to stick to Sunday mornings currently. That I'm hoping after the 28 days of straight streaming
take a
every
break.
single day. Maybe take a little bit of a break, but it gave me some really good insight too so it was actually a really fun experiment. It gave me some insight into what days could potentially work and evenings and stuff like that could work around my schedule, but also allow for individuals to have more of an opportunity to be able to show up to the channel as well without feeling like anyone else is feeling left over or being stepped on or anything like that. So it felt like really good insight for me to be able to have that experience to look into what works best. So Sundays mornings is currently the thing, but it's also go with the flow because I have a life to live too, and I would love to be able to have the opportunity to see some family and so on and so forth. And sometimes I might, yeah, and sometimes I might stay up a little too late hanging out with friends on a Saturday night playing video games on stream, other streams.
I could not be guilty of that. That's not directed at me. I didn't have
Not
people.
at all.
I didn't have people stay up way too late for my last 24-hour stream. So blame Kev, not me.
Yeah, blame Kev. Wow.
I realized you're being blamed for fun times, Kev. He took responsibility for it, so.
Yeah. First time Kev has taken responsibility for a blame Kev.
I
If it's something good, then yeah.
There you go.
Blame Kev, not me. I love that hashtag.
All right.
Yeah. So whenever the go live notification goes live, that's when you can know that I am live.
Yeah. So make sure that you have notifications turned on so that you can catch those streams when they happen. For sure. All right. I realized I skipped over one question. That this might have been what you were referring to as maybe a tougher question. But I don't know. Maybe you've got this one locked in. If you had to give a piece of advice to a large group of people, what would it be? Does not have to be stream related. It could be anything. It could be drink water. I don't know. Your choice. What do you got for us?
Ooh. Um,
I
I feel this is something that I feel like I've been working on myself. And so maybe this could be insight that could help others as well. But to have the opportunity to really live in the moment, and when you're in a moment and you're feeling a certain way, to take that second to yourself to be able to breathe, self-reflect, like give yourself that time and space to be able to feel the feelings that you're feeling because your feelings are valid, but then to also be able to have the opportunity and the self-reflection to be able to understand that you are feeling this way right now, but is
I
this the way that you want to be presented or anything else? And so it's just like important to have that opportunity to think about your core values and what you want to be as an individual going forward. And so to have that respect for yourself and your feelings, but to also be able to have that ability to realign yourself and to be able to move forward, feeling good about your interactions and the way that you're feeling ultimately about how situations were handled.
I absolutely. I took a whole webinar one time on they called it the power of the pause, and they mean like both in the moment, but also like in your greater life of like taking those moments, especially if you're in like an emotional place, to like pause, reflect, manage your reactions. That stuff is huge, and I think that's where we really find growth. So excellent piece of advice. Thank you for letting me put you on the spot there.
Thank you. Yeah, no worries. Penn would like you to fall out of your chair. Just so you know, so you can do that.
Patiently waiting for the steward behind us. Oh, I think they're talking about Tree over here. He's sitting on two chairs, so it looks like maybe he's falling out of it.
Yeah. But it's the comfort of two chairs.
I feel you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for an excellent conversation and an excellent piece of advice at the end there. Before we leave, is there anything that you would like to shamelessly plug or recommend to anybody who's listening right now?
I
I
could have continued on with what you were saying. Anyway, okay.
If you want to, feel free. Go for it.
So one thing that I have found, so this is more of a live streaming kind of perspective, but one thing that I have found to be so beneficial too is it is okay to go back. Give yourself that space to be able to like take a break. So I'm a video editor full time, so it's always so important to take a break from your work, step away, and come back with fresh eyes and be able to see it in like a better perspective. So to be able to have that opportunity to be able to take a break from moments if you ever felt uncomfortable, but then to go back and watch it, revisit it, or listen, see how things were sounding, stuff like that, just see how it was perceived. Because sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, I was freaking out in the moment and I seemed like I was acting like a jerk and blah, 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 blah. And then I go back and watch it and I'm like, wow, I saw that like myself at that time. I saw that completely different from how it actually read on camera. So I think it's always important to go back and self-reflect. And then also to be able to have that opportunity to fix your audio if it's needed, see if there were any issues, stuff like that. Like it's so important to look over your stuff to be able to see what the viewers are seeing.
Yes.
And
now you're literally singing my. So you know how many audio problems I've had over the years.
And I've been happy to help you along the way. But yes, exactly.
Yes, I appreciate it.
No, I'm the same way. Like, I mean, like you never know. Your alerts, you're like, oh, they sound fine to me, and then you go back and you actually listen, and you're like, wow, that's way too loud. That's overpowering me. Or like, whoa, you can't hear this at all. What? So I think it's important to have that. And also, I come from a radio background as well, but monitor. I know it's rough listening to your own voice, but monitor yourself if you can too, so that you can also hear it live and fix it live on the spot.
Yeah, absolutely. As someone who is also from a radio background, I can't stop saying you're singing my song. These are all of my favorite things to promote to people.
And that's why we get along so well.
Oh my goodness, it's actually the core of our friendship is actually just audio.
Yep, pretty much. Audio broadcast, and good vibes. And,
yeah, there you go. Well,
trying to be the best people we can be.
I I could not be more grateful for this conversation right now. It feels like this is the perfect time for this to be like as like silly and tired as everyone is. Like what a lovely wrap this is for like a really really cool event. So,
I 100% agree.
thank you so much for that. All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
Ready for the last question?
Yes.
All right, what have you got to plug? What can you shamelessly plug or recommend for us?
Gamers Outreach Foundation. Let's go. And our team has raised currently an incredible $6,900. Nice. Okay. $6,963. Wow, we are $6 away from $69.69.
Actually, we're less than $3 away from $69.69. We're $6 away from $69.70. Math tough on the spot.
Math is tough. That's why, you know what?
That's what we're all learning this weekend.
I'm just gonna do a subtract 69.69 and 69.63. I wonder if you can do decimals. Boom. 5.13. Math.
Oh no! Oh my God! You were so right. I was trying to do 69.66. You were right. You were right. I've been correcting your math, and I was the wrong. I will take the L on this one. I'm a fool, an absolute fool. Also,
Math.
I got a $20 dono 5 minutes ago from Anonymous. Thank you for your support in an absolutely incredible cause.
Thank you. Don't know hype.
So, no, hype. This has been absolutely fantastic. Yeah, as a team, almost $7,000, which fully funds 2 of the Go Karts, the portable gaming consoles. Like, this has just been an incredible experience.
Yes.
Yeah, so thank you for plugging that. Especially as we move forward. Like this event ends this weekend, but like this organization can still use lots of support throughout the year. So keep an eye out for them. And thank you so much for all of your generosity and kindness, both everyone who's listening and you specifically, Sassy. Thank you for doing cool things and for inviting people along to do cool things with you. Do you have
for this incredible opportunity? Thank you for the spotlight. Thank you for community.
Bye.
I couldn't say it better myself. Thank you so much. Anything else that you'd like to say? Any last words you'd like to get in before we wrap things up here? The stinger at the very end, if you will.
Be silly. Don't be afraid to be yourself. You're incredible.
I'm gonna clip that because that's a perfect soundbite for you. For real. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for listening to this episode of Streamers by the Campfire. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this, please let me know. Comments or reviews or whatever, however it works. I'd love to hear your feedback. If you really liked it, be sure to share it with someone that you think would also enjoy it. My name is GupasMegerg. You can catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/GupasMegerg. This is DeaadxSassy. You can find her on twitch.tv/DeaadxSassy. And that's all we've got for today. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.